are live. This is Trash Talk Streamcast, episode number 2. My name is Billy Curry. I have Andrew Buck on the video feed. What's going on, man?
Nothing much. What's up with you, dude?
Nothing, man. We're waiting for Biddy. I don't know if he's going to be joining us this evening. But today is April 26, 2016. We are recording episode number 2, and we're back. Just seeing how your week's going. How's everything going? Good.
Yeah, it's been a long week.
Yeah. Appendicitis. How's that going?
Well, it was like all the symptoms of appendicitis. It just didn't end up being it. So I kind of just scared myself, I guess.
Cool. Well, I guess that's good. Well, yeah, that's good. And I am streaming out of still in the work in progress man cave in my garage. I have this white wrinkled curtain right now that's still working on it, but trying to get the lighting better, as always. And yeah, I kind of moved shop in here and still trying to make it with what I have. But yeah, I just want to go down and just the two of us, I guess, as of right now, and see if Vinny pops in. But what have you been playing in the last, I guess, few weeks since we cast the first episode since then?
I've been kind of hit or miss. I started playing Batman Arkham Knight again for a little bit, but I got into this game someone lent me called Until Dawn, and it's pretty fun. I like it.
Yeah, I never played it. I know about it. I've seen a lot of footage from it, but I never played it. So
I would definitely recommend it. It's a lot like the PS3's Heavy Rain or the interactive drama. It's a lot of character decisions and like that really well thought out mystery thriller. It's really cool.
Isn't the girl who does the voice, the main voice for the girl in it? Isn't that the girl from Heroes?
Yeah, it's Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah. Cool, nice. Yeah, what else? I know you were playing some Dark Souls. We're gonna talk about that in a little while.
Yeah, I played a little Dark Souls, but I haven't had a lot of time to sink into it.
Yeah, I literally played. I just played it this morning. I played a little bit of it, not too much. For what I played, I liked it a lot. It was very much like the previous Dark Souls, but had the more speed, a little bit more of a speed of the Bloodborne. Not a little bit more fast paced, but still got that Dark Souls feel to it. But we'll get more into that in a little while. Nice. Yeah, I've been playing. I've been just grinding along in the Division and playing some more Destiny, as always. So you make fun of me all the time. So I created a new Warlock. I'm level 31, almost there, and just play a lot of Destiny, Division. What else have I been playing? I played a little bit of Sunset Overdrive this morning because it was free on Xbox One for live members. So I played a tad bit of that. And what else? I'm trying to think. Oh, I kind of dived into Star Citizen this morning as well. I jumped on board with that like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So I kind of, I guess it was right around still in the Kickstarter, towards the end of the Kickstarter. So I kind of dived into that, and I don't know if my computer was able to. I was playing it on my laptop, so it was kind of laggy. So I have to try it on this computer I'm on now and see if it's a lot better. But it's beautiful. I don't know what it seems kind of not a lot of going on right now. You kind of can only do certain things. Walk around your hangar. I think there's some PvP stuff early on right now, but I didn't see that. But cool. Let's just dive into it. Let's talk about we're going to be talking. The main topics of this evening are we want to talk about Game of Thrones season premiere, season 6, episode 1. Our thoughts and what we liked and disliked about it. Talk a little bit, like we just said, about Dark Souls 3, our first impressions of it. Discuss the new X-Men Apocalypse trailer. I think it's maybe number 3. It's probably the last trailer we'll see. And I wanted to talk about VR. I never really talk about it, and it's something that we just never discussed. Personally, I never was really into it, just because I thought that was something I would not like or get into, especially because I have vertigo, so that stuff makes me really nauseous. But I'm interested in it. I want to see. I'm kind of doing a little more research on it, and between the Oculus versus the HTC Vive, the PlayStation version as well. So I wanted to end off with that, but let's go right into Game of Thrones. What did you think? What were you excited going into it? Were you excited? Was it a good episode in your opinion?
I was definitely excited going into it. It's tough for me to say that it was a good episode because it felt very light. It was very much a filler episode, and I don't mind that so much, but there are some things about that episode that I really, really liked, and then there are some parts of the episode that I thought were just really boring. The whole Dorne plot fell flat on its face.
Yeah.
The bit with Arya was just kind of like, oh, she's blind. Like, I already knew that. The stuff on the wall kind of dragged a little bit, especially with it's like, oh, he's still dead. We're like, that's nice, but now it's like it's like the whole episode was we're waiting for the next episode now to pick things up, and I'd say I was disappointed a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's. I remember going into season 5 last year, and it took a while. It took a good amount of episodes for it to pick up speed, and I felt the same way with last season. It was really dragged on and got it was boring. I thought the first. I'm not exactly sure what the first episode of it, how it went along. I don't remember, but I remember it just not being. I remember it coming the next day, just like being really not too excited about the episode. And this one it was a little bit more. I think the whole Jon Snow thing was exciting to find out what happens next. I was really into that, and especially just what happens to the whole Lannister thing after Cersei. What's going to happen with her now and her daughter and stuff like that. But let's go back to the wall thing with Jon Snow. So it pretty much the episode picks up right where last season ended, with him laying on the ground in the snow. How do the rest of the Night's Watch know that they took him in? Like, do they see them bring them? It was kind of like a quick thing. They knew that they were like hiding out in that room. Maybe I missed something. Like they kind of picked up on it right away. And they were
I think it was. I think there was a time lapse between when they brought him in and whenever it was when Alistair confronted them. But at some point, they got to have known that these specific men were missing, and that they were Snow loyalists. Yeah, somebody must have found it upon them at some point and realized that they were locked in a room with Jon Snow's body.
Do you think the wildlings will be? That what I don't know the guy's name, but he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go. I'll be back. I'm gonna go do this or go get these people. Is that who he's going to bring back?
Absolutely.
Okay. Because that's all they have, right? At this point, I mean, it's just those guys, those 5 or 6 guys left, and the red woman, which we'll get into in a little while. I mean, do you expect to see? Here's predictions here. Let's gamble here. Do you expect to see Jon Snow in some way come back to life, however it's going to be? Do you see it happening in the next few episodes, mid-season, or at the end of the season? What do you think? You think it's going to be drawn out?
They're gonna. I feel like if they're gonna resurrect him, they're definitely gonna draw it out. But the thing is, the way the world works in Game of Thrones, they can't pull the story too far along, because with resurrection and everything, he's not going to come back in one piece if he decomposes enough. So
Yeah, right.
if they do the resurrection angle, they're going to draw it out as long as they can. But I've noticed that, especially with the previews for next episode, it looks like the wall segment of the story isn't going to go much further than the same day that we left off in from episode 1. Like, we're
Right.
still waiting for that midnight ultimatum. We're waiting for the wildlings to return, so I don't think we're not gonna advance too far until the Jon Snow plot comes to a head.
You think we'll see You think we'll see You think they'll go back to the Jon Snow plot, maybe 2 episodes from now, or they'll you know how they do this every other episode? They kind of focus. Walking Dead kind of does the same at times too. You think they'll focus on maybe, I don't know, the Lannisters or whatever, or Khaleesi with the new cow. I don't know. You think they'll jump? Cause this first episode was very chunks of everybody, all the main guys, all the main characters of the show. You think we're gonna see that continue on, or we're gonna see kind of 1 or 2 stories next episode?
I think they're gonna try and they probably got all they did a lot of character development in the first episode, so
Right.
they're probably going to focus now on larger chunks of character arcs in the coming episodes instead of doing 10-minute segments for each family. You know,
Okay. Right.
so we kind of got the introduction out of the way. Now we can kind of move on with advancing their characters.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. Sorry. Anything? What? I mean, how many? I mean, right now they've kind of caught up to all the books at this point, pretty much, right?
For the most part, yeah.
I mean, I know there's books still being written, or maybe they're not ready to go yet. But you think, what are you looking forward to? I mean, what do you think's going to be? What can we look forward to seeing in this season as far as character development? You think we'll see? What's the youngest Stark? What's his name?
Bran.
Right. I mean, he's going to be in. We saw some clips of him coming up soon. It seems like he's walking in it now. Is that what it looks like?
Well, I think those are him when he's warging or dreaming with the tree thing. I forget its name.
He
The
seems a lot.
Raven.
You can definitely tell because he wasn't in it at all last season, and it looks like he's aged. I mean, from what it looks like, he looks like he's aged a good amount since we saw him last. Do you think he's going to You think we're going to see a lot of him coming up, as far as what his role is going to be with the Stark legacy?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it'd be great to see how that pans out. just to end this segment part off, we can't forget the thing that shocked everybody, which is the last scene of the show with the red woman, and she takes off her clothing, her necklace, which I'm not sure if that's what changes her or not, but she shows her real age. Did we know anything about that? Did we know that was? I see. I don't read. I've never read the books before, so I didn't know if that was something that we knew already, or is that a big shocker?
I think it was hinted at that she's older than she looks, but I think everybody kind of takes that mysticism for granted. And I think this is like official confirmation that yeah, there's some sort of magic at play that's keeping her young.
Right.
Or
So
to say she doesn't look like the tub girl from The Shining.
yeah. What are those things? What were out of her counter? There was like potions and stuff like that. Was that relevant in any way? Do you think, or they showed it for a brief few seconds? I don't know if that's something you caught.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah,
That's a good question.
I mean, do you think that she will be the one that resurrects Jon Snow? If that's going to happen, do you think she'll have a huge part? And if she does, what is her? What will she gain from that if that's the case? Because it seems like she's gaining. She has to be either prior when she was doing all the other stuff with I forget his name.
Stannis.
Stannis, who Brianna killed. Do we know that he's really dead? We do, right?
I think it can be kind of inferred at this point.
Because it's weird because all this stuff they show, all the blood they showed, they don't hold back. They didn't really show that. They just saw her strike at him and kind of left it at that. Just
And yeah, they said it would have been too gratifying to show him actually like to actually watch him die, which I can respect. So
yeah,
it's kind of leaving me feeling like he's not actually dead.
right. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next with the season, and yeah, I want to see. Definitely this season seems more enticing than last season, just because I want to see what happens with Jon Snow and all that stuff, and I think it's really getting. I think overall this will be a better season than last season. But,
I would hope so.
yeah. All right, cool. I wanted to. We talked about it at the top of the show a little. Dark Souls 3, one of the games we've been both kind of playing. I've just literally touched on it this morning, and I'm really liking it. It's from what I played, it feels really good. Um, I know you didn't play Bloodborne, the other game from the same developer, but it has the feel of Bloodborne. It's very. If you look at Dark Souls 1 or 2, or Demon Souls, it was very. They're all hard, not forgiving, but they're very at times the movements and the fighting is kind of slower paced. Where Bloodborne gave it a little more speed to it, and this has that. This has that feel to it, but at the same time, it looks just like a Dark Souls game, and it looks like it looks beautiful. I think the game, and yeah, what do you think of it so far?
I think it's fantastic. I really like how they implemented the level of challenge to be sort of like its own personal learning curve to help you get used to how the environment can be your friend and be your enemy at the same time. And how enemy placement is important. The emphasis on exploration. So I already found shortcuts that have helped me bypass certain sections of the level while I'm doing boss runs, and it's great. It really helps to keep the game playable in a sense because it can get very, very frustrating and very grindy at the same time.
Yeah, it's super fun. I mean, for what I played, there's always those games are known for. They have all the secrets. There's always different paths you could take to do things. Um, just like really, it's fun to kind of like look around and check things out. Do you know? So is there multiplayer with this game, or
Yeah.
aspects? There is multiplayer with the game. I don't know. I haven't done anything like that yet. But how is the multiplayer set up? Is it more? Uh, can you fight along other people at the same time, or is it more?
I don't know how Bloodborne works, but it's the same multiplayer concept from Demon Souls and from Dark Souls, where you can summon and invade other worlds, and you can play cooperatively or competitively
Yeah. Okay.
while running levels and such.
Cool. How many hours? Do we know how big the game is? Is it bigger than the previous one?
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely play more of it probably tonight. Um, it was super fun. I just jumped it really quick, and I kind of played a little bit of the first area, and I think I created a knight, or I don't know what they classify it as, a warrior or knight. I just created somebody really quick. I usually create more like a thief or a mage. This time I created more of like somebody who can like handle it more hits. So, but yeah, I like it. I like it. I think it's fun, and we'll do a little bit more on it. Like maybe we'll do a review soon once we get more into it to get through it, if that's even possible. I don't even know. I've never beat any of those games, to be honest with you.
But beating the first Dark Souls, that was a very satisfying game.
See, I never played Dark Souls 1. I played Dark Souls 2 and Bloodborne. That's all I played.
Yeah.
Cool. So, did you watch the new X-Men trailer?
Yes, I
Apocalypse?
did.
What did you think? Do you think it was? Is it something that you're excited for?
I am definitely excited for it. I thought the trailer was okay, but
Yeah.
the I'm excited for the movie regardless. I love the concept they're going with and the characters and the way they're going about their casting and how they're implementing these characters in the X-Men movie universe. I'm absolutely stoked for the movie. The trailer itself is all right. I wasn't thrilled with the surprise cameo at the end,
Right.
but that's just the nature of the beast these days.
Right.
I
Do we
mean,
know
it
how?
did its job, and it got me pumped, and I'm ready.
Yeah, I think the trailer. Right. The trailer was just a trailer. I think it was kind of. I don't know. I feel like it was like kind of all over the place trailer. I don't think it was anything special, but I am excited. I think the movie's gonna rock. I think you know what's happening is really cool. Um, they throw the Wolverine thing at the end. Do we know how much he's in the movie? Like how much? I mean, is he? His part's gonna be small, supposedly, right?
Up until that last trailer came out, I don't think anybody even knew Wolverine was going to be in the movie.
Right.
And there's also a very good chance that that's not Wolverine. If
Explain
they
that.
said
Yeah.
they said that Wolverine 3 is going to be the last Hugh Jackman Wolverine movie, then is it entirely possible that they're already introducing a new Wolverine character to take over for him in this new rebooted timeline?
So you're
Because
saying that?
think about it that way. Like Apocalypse takes place in the 80s, and Wolverine 3 takes place in the present timeline, so they don't need to worry about continuity. They just finish out their story, and then the next time they use Wolverine, they just use this new Wolverine that they've introduced
What
in Apocalypse.
now? At the end of Days of Future Past, Wolverine is underwater, right? And then that's when what's his name fishes him out, right? Or no? Am I at the end? Remember he gets thrown at the bottom of the water at the end of Days of Future Past.
I do remember that.
So that was
I don't remember whether or not he gets fished out or if he just wakes up later.
so between then. So that was in the '60s, right? And now Apocalypse takes place in the '80s. So
Yeah.
if technically Wolverine would be the same. See, I get really confused. So would he be the same Wolverine? Would he be that Wolverine?
Well, he woke up after Days of Future Past. He wakes up without
Oh
any
yes, right.
memories.
Oh right, I forgot about that because he wakes up at the school and he sees Jean Grey and all that.
I need to rewatch Days of Future
I
Past.
forgot about that. Right. He wakes up in the school and that's kind of where it ends.
I think over a year ago, I bought the Rogue Cut on Blu-ray, and I've been meaning to watch it. So I might revisit that one of these days.
So Wolverine 3 takes place in the present, and
We're assuming it's either the present or it's a future of the I don't know the story details so far,
right,
but I can only assume it's the present. They're not gonna set it in the past. you
right.
know?
Yeah, it's. I mean, I'm interested to. And I think I think everything so far I've seen is great. You know, introducing all these new characters and people we've. It feels very much like the comic book and what we've been wanting. You know, these characters like being superhero. You know, what they look like and over the top. Not over the top, but like what you would expect from a comic book movie. I'm excited to see. Definitely, I'm into it. So cool. What else? Let's. So we're kind of breezing through everything. I want to talk about a little bit of VR and your thoughts on it. And is it something that you're thought about? Is it something you're into or can see yourself doing down the line? And kind of go over the main three, or actually probably the main two uh, devices out there, and what we like about them, or what's the big differences. So, is that something that you've ever thought about getting into down the line?
Uh, if the question is if I'm into VR, then the answer is no.
Right.
Uh, I feel like it's just not necessary. Not for my home. Like I don't feel like I need a helmet to play a game where my controller suffices. I feel like if they had like an arcade machine at like an arcade bar with a virtual reality helmet, I feel like that would be a lot of fun. But I feel like I don't.
That'd be cool.
I feel
Yeah.
like at home there's not a lot of space. It's clunky. It's
Right.
I'm not into the whole concept.
And
And
that's right.
I've seen people like demo the is it the Vibe or the Vive or
The
whatever?
Vive, the HTC. That's
Yeah.
the yeah.
I've seen people physically demo it and like paint models and like it just I'm looking at what they're doing and I just get a headache because I don't have like spatial coordination for that kind of stuff. So me looking
Right.
at it, I'm like, how are you not just making a big fucking mess and like and turning it into something, you know?
That's the thing. I mean, if you compare the two, so we have the big two. So we have the Oculus Rift, which is Facebook owns that, and then we have the HTC Vive, and the Vive is the more expensive one. That's the one that's like $800, and then the other guy is I think it's coming in at, I could be wrong, $600, I think, right around there. So the Vive is the one that you just kind of described. It's the one that you need the space. It's very you need to be aware of your surroundings. You need to have a lot of area to use this thing. It's like a big. I saw this whole unboxing on it where you got to set up the room and there's always like different components and it's very cool and it gives you more of uh, the VR feel, I guess, because you're walking around. The controllers are really cool. Supposedly, these handheld controllers. They kind of look like Wii remotes, but they're more. They do a lot more. And then you got the Oculus Rift, which is a little bit cheaper, but that's the one that they want you to either be standing in one place or sitting down. I think it's a little bit more user friendly. It's easier to set up. You can use it with the Xbox. That's the one you can use with the Xbox for one remote. It comes in with built-in headphones. It's like a 5 or 10 minute setup. Where the HTC one is, you gotta commit to it. You're talking about at least an hour to set this thing up. That's being generous. So I think the HTC Vive is. I would love to have that one. I just don't have the space for it. That's the thing. So I don't know. If I was going to go with one, I think I'd probably end up going with the Oculus because of that one main reason, and lack of space. And, yeah, I don't even know if I'm gonna even enjoy it because of my whole, vertigo thing. So I got one of those little. Have you ever seen those the Google Cardboard things that you slip your phone in? Have you ever seen those?
I don't think so.
They were giving them away free at the Verizon store. Google will send it to you for free, but you don't have to you can put any phone in there. It doesn't have to be an Android or whatever. But there's an app that you download, and you slip your phone in it, and you just hold it up. You have to hold it up to your face. But I swear to God, I got nauseous as hell using that thing. So I was like done. So that really put me off. I was like, but I don't know. I mean, this could be, this is a little bit more advanced than cardboard, and maybe it will level it out. I don't know. I want to try it. I still haven't tried the real one, and I know there's a lot of cool games that are being made for it, and I'm looking forward to like a lot of the space simulators using it. I think that'd be really cool. All right. Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up. It was a pretty quick episode. We kind of got through what we wanted to. Any last words?
Not for me.
Just let everybody know. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/comictrash. Please subscribe. It really helps us keep doing these kinds of shows and just keeping them maintained as often as possible. We're going to try to stick to a schedule once a week. I think hopefully we can get this locked down. And follow us on Twitter at Comic Trash, Facebook.com/comictrashmedia, Instagram at Comic Trash, and don't forget to check out our website each and every day to get your latest news on comics, video games, movie, TV, and toys. www.comictrash.com. Thank you, Andrew Buck. Thanks for coming on tonight. And
it was my pleasure.
We will see you guys next week. Have a good night.
Take it easy.
Peace, bro.